Hi, and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa. Today we'll be working on the Margarete Miller Week 12 Challenge. So we're going to start out with something you find in a treasure chest. We have money and some jewel stickers. Next we have graph paper. Hand tools is the next prompt. I found this advertisement. It's got a box of hand tools. Then comes a scrap art. I found this picture that looks like it made from scrap pieces of paper. Something you see through your window. This is a squirrel in a nest. And then the bonus, a key. Okay, so we're going to start by taking everything off, and I've decided to throw a stamp around the back with some dots, because the picture choices I had were kind of beigey browny, and this paper is so white and stark. I just thought a few spots of darkness would lend itself to make it look a little bit better. So that's what we're going to do there. Okay, nothing too formal, just nice and random. So next we're going to lay the graph paper down. I'm going to just ink the edges real quick before I lay that down. I'm doing a voiceover for this recording because I do my Margarete Miller challenges actually at my mom's house with my sister, her and I. So there's 3 of us at the kitchen table, and it gets a little chatty. So instead of you actually listening to what we're saying while I'm doing this, come back later and make the recording. So this is me describing what I'm doing. Alright, so we're going to lay the graph paper down here, making sure that it's in the right spot by putting the tool advertisement down. Gonna ink the advertisement up. It's a little bit more of a yellower paper. It's for my book, A Reproduction Sears catalog. It is still older, but it's not an actual Sears catalog. But it's still got yellowish colored paper. So I'm going to glue that up, put that down. And as soon as I put it down, I realize I made a mistake, and I got to pull it back up, because I was supposed to put the money for the treasure chest underneath there. So luckily it wasn't down for very long, and I was able to pull that up quickly. So I'm going to just take the money and just do a quick glue on that to try to get it. I was hoping to try to get it down before the glue dried on the tool advertisement. So I kind of did a rush job to get that glued together. I got this money from an Etsy store. It's a digital download. If I can remember where I got it from, I will link it in the description. But I got it so long ago, I'm not sure. I have it. The glue had dried on the back of the paper because it dried pretty quickly. So just re-glue it and smush it down, and there we go. None for the worse for the wise. Looks like I didn't make a mistake. Alright, so next I'm going to ink the scrap art piece. This is a bird in a, looks like a prison uniform, so a jailbird. Like I said, it looked like it's just scrap pieces of angular paper put together to make a piece of art. So this is my interpretation of scrap art. It also ties into the key later, because he is a jailbird, that I'm going to put the key with him to be breaking out of jail. The key I got as I found on the internet, so I downloaded it. It actually has a skull as the head of the key, so a true skeleton key. Thought it was kind of quirky. And I'm going to glue that up and give it to the jailbird. Have it into his hand. So there you go. Cute. Cute as a skull could be. Alright, so next on to the squirrel. The reason I picked this squirrel that you can see from the window is we have a squirrel living in one of our trees, and he is wreaking havoc in our yard, pulling up grass tufts and stripping the bark off a tree to make his nest, and we're losing branches, and he is just a menace. And unfortunately my dog tries to chase after him, and it's not working. The the squirrel, I think, thinks it's funny that this dog chases it. So I see a squirrel often out the window of my house. So that's why I picked squirrel in a tree, squirrel in a nest. All right, so snip the dollar off because it was hanging over. Okay, so now I'm going to put the jewels that was found in the pirate's treasure. First one is an emerald. I'm going to just ink that up a little because those sticker books outside line is white. So I thought it was a little too stark. So we're going to put the emerald down first. And I like the tie-in with the money because the money is like green and yellow. So I found the green emerald and then I found a yellow jewel. I think that's maybe a topaz. I'm not sure what yellow is. But that's why I picked the two colors of those gems for the prompts for something from a treasure chest. Money and jewels. Okay. Looking good. I'm just going to make sure that things are glued down. A couple little spots that have decided to lift up. And having some trouble with my glue stick. There's a big old lump of glue on there. I should have just thrown it out. So this is I forgot to. It got blurry, but what it said is looking out the window. It is from my Tim Holtz strips there. I always like to put at least one on each one of these pages. Something that kind of ties into the prompts, and looking out the window was perfect for this. So I put it up by my squirrel because that's what I see looking out my window. I think it says looking out the window. But yeah, perfect. So a little bit more glue here. Get my money stuck down since I did it so quickly. Not quite working. No, just let it be. Just let it be. Okay. Yeah, glue stick was not my friend tonight. Okay. All right. Beautiful. All right, so my sister handed me something and gave it back, so I'm going to cut the prompt a little bit more before I stick it in the back, and then go over the choices, make sure I got them all. So something in a treasure chest, money and jewels, graph paper in the back, a hand tool, got the advertisement with the box, something you see, scrap art, and something you see through the window, and then the bonus key. All right, so I always put my prompt on the back. I also like to add a few items, kind of make like a mini collage in the back. I take things that I had pulled before I finished the front to maybe add to it but didn't use. So I've got half of the graph paper. I have another part of the Sears catalog where I had paintbrushes where I wanted to use before I decided to go find that toolbox that I thought was cool. So now I'm looking for something to look out the window, like birds or butterflies, because we have a lot of flowers in our garden in the spring. As you probably, if you've seen any of my other videos, where you see me making my rainbow spring journal, because I want to document all of the flowers we put in there. So I've been adding a lot of butterflies to that, the things that I'm adding to that journal. I found this butterfly had some yellows and browns, which I thought was a perfect color tie-in for matching the front. Not that it's on the front, but same theme. All right, so we'll just go ahead and ink everything up here. Okay. And we'll glue this down. Glue the graph paper down. And the prompt. And then I realized that I'd probably want to add another jewel to the back, just to give it a little bit pop of color back there. So I found the page I found the diamond and the yellow jewel from, and I figured this orange one. My sister was saying if there's a red one, she wants the red one, so couldn't take the red one. All right, we'll distress the butterfly up. Just get rid of the white edge that's around the sticker. I'm using the Tim Holtz Distressed Ink tie-dye, or sorry, tea-dye. I usually use the Vintage Photo one, but I have that at home, so I had to use the tea-dye one. I keep saying tie-dye, tea-dye one. But I think that's just a little lighter. I think it works just as fine. So, okay, well there you go, beautiful, nice little mini collage to go with Margarete Miller Week 12. All right, and there is the front. I do post these on my Instagram page if you're ever interested in looking. I do post the ones my sister and my mom make, so they're all on there if you want to see them. So that's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful day and a creative night. Thanks for stopping by.